Hello, Standard 9. A very good morning to all. Today we are going to start the first chapter of your science, that is matter in our surroundings. What is a matter? Matter is something that occupies space and have mass. Simply we can understand that whenever we talk about matter, two things are there. One is a space and second is the mass. Okay. If we take an example, like if I have taken this pen, so in the atmosphere, in the surrounding, this pen is taking some space and obviously it is having some mass, isn't it? That is why I'm feeling that I am holding a pen. Likewise, anything, simply we can say that anything, whatever present in the universe, means in the surroundings, that is simply called as a matter. Okay. And matter is something which is made up of very, very small particles which we cannot see with our naked eyes. Clear? Simply we can say that matter is something which is made up of very small particles called atoms. And atoms are the smallest particle in the universe. And also it is not that continuous, but it is particulate. Particulate means we can whenever we make something with the help of the particles like this pen, it gives some shape, it takes some shape and it is having some mass, right? Next, when we discuss about the characteristics of the particles of matter. So what are the characteristics of particles of matter? First is that whether there is a matter, there would be occupying some space between them. Like whenever you take a glass of water, isn't it? Whenever you are taking a glass of water and it is filled with water, right? So when you are mixing some amount of salt in it or lemon juice or some any other solute particle, it used to mix in it, right? Then when we sip this one, at that time we are feeling na khatta khatta. So that is what we can say, that particles of matter are having space between them. If space would not be there, that particles of this lemon juice, salt, sugar or anything else would not mix in the water. Clear? Next is the particles of matter are always continuously moving. Means like if we spray perfume in our room, isn't it? We are feeling like whole of the room is now feeling very refreshed. It is smelling very nice, isn't it? Why? Because the particles of this perfume has spread very well in the room. That means these particles are moving in the room. That is why it is continuously moving and it is giving smell in all of the parts of the room, isn't it? That is why we can say that particles of matter are continuously moving. Next is that particles of matter attract each other. Like see, if this is a pen, right? So if this pen particles would not be attracting to it, is it possible that it would have taken the shape of the pen? Obviously not. So that means the particles should be attracted towards each other so that it can get some of the shape and become some of the important matter which is very useful in our daily life. Now talking about the matter, we need to discuss that how the matter exists in our surrounding. Generally we have already studied in our previous classes and all that matter is of three states. First one is the solid. Solid, that means that things which are having definite shape, definite volume and strong intermolecular force, means the attracting force would be very strong, isn't it? If this pen would not have the strong intermolecular force in between the particles, that means it would not be taken in the shape of a pen. Same wise, it is having very less intermolecular space, obviously that is why it is very strong. Then high density, obviously. Then melting point would also be very high. Like if I take this pen into a flame, it will start melting very, very fastly. Then also the boiling point is also very much high. Next, that solids cannot flow. Obviously if we will do anything that this pen should flow, it will never flow. Also, solids cannot be compressed. How much the shape it has, it will be like that only. There would be no change in the mass actually. Okay, we can see the arrangement of the particles in a solid substance, that how the particles are arranged. See, we can see the space between them is very less, very less, and the particles are attracted very strongly. Like we can say that this particle and this particle are very strongly packed. Why? Because the intermolecular force of attraction is very high, isn't it? So this is how the solid particle used to be arranged. Coming to liquids, in the liquids there is no definite shape but definite volume. Means however is the quantity of the liquid is, it will remain same, and it is having weak intermolecular force. Why weak intermolecular force? Because the particles are not attracted very tightly. Also it is having large intermolecular space. See, we can see here the space between the particle is very much high, isn't it? Next, the density is low, then low melting point, low boiling point. But here liquids can be compressed. Obviously these can flow, that is why they are also called as fluids. They are also called as fluids, and this is how the arrangement of the liquid particles we can see in a matter. Coming to the next is the gaseous state of matter. It is neither having definite shape nor volume. Even its density is very low, also very weak intermolecular force, and a very large intermolecular space. We can see the arrangement of the particles in this. See the distance in between the particles, very large. And also gases can flow. Like you have seen agarbatti at your home, right? What is happening when it is giving smoke out of it? It is moving, isn't it? That means it is flowing in a wavy way, है ना? So that is why it can be flown. Also it is very highly compressible. Like you have seen LPG at your home, CNG also is CNG at your home, है ना? For gases cylinder and all, it is compressed gas. That is why it is usable at your home, isn't it? So coming to two main points, that is intermolecular force and the intramolecular force of attraction. Okay, generally this intermolecular force of attraction means that force of attraction between the particles, means when two particles are there and the force is acting in between them. Okay, so that is called as intermolecular force of attraction. And talking about the intramolecular force of attraction, it will be within the particles of the molecule. See, this is a molecule and the particles inside them are taking part in the attracting force. Okay, so this is the basic difference between intermolecular force of attraction and intramolecular force of attraction. Clear? So that's all for today. If you like this video and the class, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you and stay tuned for the next video.